Welcome back, guys. This is another video with myself, Major Ben. Make sure you guys go down and drop a like on this video and do subscribe if you're enjoying these kind of videos, you're enjoying the content I'm creating at the moment. I'm really working hard to try and bring these news and these best sources that I get to this channel and to really help people understand where we're at in the gaming world right now. So we've got a couple of good topics today. The first one being some new Game Pass stuff. So we've got some, I think a total of 6 games, maybe 7 actually, coming to Game Pass, and we're going to go through those and have a little talk about them. And also we're going to be talking about the Xbox Series S, because there seems to be a large amount of hate on this console and a large amount of comments that people seem to be making about it that are just completely incorrect, and is very frustrating for me, who does understand this kind of technology, and is very frustrating for me to see. So we're going to talk about the Game Pass games first, so let's go into those. We've got a total of 7 games here. We've got Ghost of a Tale coming to Xbox, that comes on February 4th. We've got Project Winter coming to Xbox, this is coming to Android, console and PC on February 4th as well. I think the Ghost of Tale is actually just PC. The Falconeer, which is a game I'm desperate to play. I was actually going to buy that soon. I have so many games on my backlog, so I was going to buy the Falconeer soon, but it's coming to Game Pass. Perfect timing. That is also coming to Android, console and PC on February the 4th. We have Final Fantasy XII, I believe, the Zodiac Age, that is also coming to console and PC on February 11th. We have Jurassic World Evolution coming to Android and console on February 11th as well. Stealth Inc. 2, a game of clones, not played that, not seen it before, that's coming to both Android and console on February 11th as well. Then we have Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is another game that I have and I own, but I haven't got around to playing yet, so as it's on Game Pass, I'll probably download it, leave it in my queue overnight, and then it'll be ready for me to play the next day. So these are a great few games coming to Game Pass, and on top of this we have the Games of Gold this month. We've got, I believe it's one of the Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. It's an old Xbox, original Xbox game, and that I'm currently downloading as we speak just to try it out. It should have things like auto HDR, and it just should look a huge amount improved over the original Xbox gameplay, of course, and I'm interested to play in that. We've got Resident Evil, Dead Rising is either still on there or it's a new one, and Gears 5. So you guys who haven't played Gears 5, it's one of my favorite games of all time on Series X. I absolutely love that game to bits. It's phenomenal, and it's just something that if you have a Series X, you must play that, because the quality of that game is just above anything I've ever seen, and I mean that. So yeah, that's the games this month for Xbox Game Pass, or the games for the next few days of February that are being added. So we you know what it's like, we always get more added at random times, so you never know what's going to come, but those are the ones that are coming and have been confirmed by Xbox themselves. So going on to the second part of the video, we're going to be talking about the Series S. Now, I have heard and had no end of comments towards me on my YouTube videos or in my Discord servers about how Series S is just trash, it's a waste of money, it shouldn't be bought, and people even claim that I have said this previously, which is just utterly false. I don't know where people get this kind of information on. Let me clear my side up first. The Series S is not trash. I've never said that the Series S is trash. I never would say that. It's a fantastic system. It's not for me, because I personally love playing my games in the highest possible quality in terms of console gaming on my 4K TV. I have a 4K TV, so I like to utilize that fully. The Xbox One S, I am still fully convinced this is a 1080p 60 machine, sometimes below, like with games on the medium, but I strongly believe this is the perfect 1080p machine for people who have a nice desk set up, don't have a 4K monitor, don't really care about the best graphics, but want to keep up with the latest games, and they can do that on the Series S, sorry. And I just constantly, people seem to think that I hate that system. I do not. It's just not for me, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go out and buy it. This system is a fantastic piece of kit, and it is something I would recommend to anyone, especially on a budget. You can pick that system up plus Game Pass for such a good value for money, and you have all those games to get you going, and this amazing system. Now onto in terms of power, I see a lot of articles coming out saying, there was one the other day that claimed it's more difficult developing for both having two series systems, so the Series S and X, which yes is true. It requires more dev work having two consoles to develop for. Of course this is true, but the thing is, the Series S, it's not like the difference between an Xbox One X and a Series X. This Xbox Series S, God, there's so many names, is so much more future-proof. There's another thing that will lead me on to something else in a minute, but the Series S is far beyond the Xbox One X. It may have a slightly less teraflop GPU, but it's actually not the GPU that's been the problem in this last generation. The GPUs are actually adequately okay on the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. It was the Jaguar cores that were slowing things down, not being able to produce these frames, and that was the main bottleneck in the last generation. Now, because we've got this Xbox Series S, this Xbox Series S is still the same architecture as the Xbox Series X. It's just a slightly lower clock speed. It's still full RDNA 2. It takes full usage of that chipset. It still has velocity architecture, which hasn't even been utilized on both consoles yet, I don't believe. You guys can let me know if that has been yet, but I don't know. I don't believe it has. And the Series S will be able to power through these kind of games. And these devs have been, or some devs have been saying, or I think it's literally one dev actually has been saying, it's more difficult and it's too much work, or it's a lot of work having to develop for two systems. And yes, sorry guys, there's someone deciding to do building works out my house during the day, which is fine, but I'm going to keep this brief. Anyway, Series S is a fantastic piece of kit. It should be bought by people. It's a fantastic system, especially if you're a 1080p TV or monitor owner, and it's perfect for you guys who want to keep that 1080p kind of style. Plus you get still options to have 120 frames on certain games, like Call of Duty, for example. Call of Duty Warzone will run at 120 frames, or close to 120 frames on Series S. Now, you find me an Xbox One X title that does that. There isn't one. So, or maybe there is one that does 120 frames on Call of Duty, but it doesn't do it as well as the Series S at all. It just won't. But yeah, that's what I wanted to mainly talk about today, guys, because I'm just frustrated seeing these kind of comments. Like, it's a load of crap, guys, and a lot of them are coming from Sony fans, and these articles have been written from people who are clearly favoring the PlayStation side of things, and it's just a load of crap, to be honest, guys. This system is a fantastic system. It is not holding back this generation. You think what the main bottleneck is? The main bottleneck is PC, guys. The lowest minimum specs are far lower on PC than they are on a Series S. That is a fact. Go and look up the minimum specs. You have to, these games that develop for every single system have to be catered to run on a hard drive, a 5,000 RPM, or I think it's 7,200 RPM or 5,000 RPM hard drive. You know, that's the bottleneck, guys. So if people are complaining, they should be complaining at PC, and then look at all the graphics cards they have to then make their games work for on PC. So if they can do it for that, they can just simply downscale essentially a 4K image that's on Series X and downscale it to 1080p and reduce some of the textures for Series S. It's a very simple task. So it really shouldn't be that much work. Yes, it is a little bit more work than just developing for one system like the PS5, but in the end of the day, think about the people who are going to be able to get access to that system because it's that much cheaper, who will be able to get a Series S and actually play one, compared to someone who would just simply not buy one, because they can't afford it. So at the end of the day, it's still bringing more people access to their games, and the devs should be appreciative of that as well. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's just a brief one of me discussing some things. You've been seeing some great gameplay in the background here. It's just, it should be some Assassin's Creed gameplay or Forza. I don't actually know because I've not got that part yet, but it'll be some flipping good gameplay on Series X, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for another video, and I'll see you in future ones. Bye bye, guys.